Welcome back to He's House, where we do a little bit of everything all the time, and it usually turns out right. This time, we're getting ready to do some smoking, and I'm going to use my pellet smoker, but I was going to smoke something a couple months ago, and I left the cover off, and it rained, and it got some of the pellets wet, so the auger's clogged up. So I'm going to show you guys how to remove the auger and clean out the thing. First things first, I'm going to put a box underneath this, and I'm going to drain all the pellets out. So for this, you just put a box to catch it, loosen it up a little bit, and open the door. And as you can see, this is a little clogged. Once your pellets are drained, there's 4 screws. On either side here, we got to take this back panel off. Then on the other side, you got some smaller screws here that connect to this long thing, and then 2 smaller ones that hold this piece on. So we got to get those off as well. All right, once you got all 6 of those screws out, you can just pull this out. You have to be careful, it attaches right here to this. But this is the auger right here. So now we're going to work on getting that out. And on the auger, you have 4 screws as well. Right here, it needs through these 4 corners. Once we get those out, the whole thing will just pull right out, and then we can use a shop vac and vacuum that thing out. And these are the brackets that hold the auger in. There's 2 brackets on either side. And so these are what you're unscrewing right here. And then once we got that unscrewed, it's going to be loose. I'm probably going to have to break it up a little bit. We have to check it out. So it is jammed in there a little bit. What happens is when water gets in here, this isn't watertight right here, and it'll seep in, it'll get down in there, and then it expands all those pellets, and then they harden up. So right now it won't turn. I'm gonna go get my shop vac, and then we'll get back on this. So now I'm gonna stick the shop vac in here and angle it down and try to get out as much of this as possible right now. All right, so I got a bunch of those vacuumed out. I vacuumed them out from the front too, where the firebox is, and from the top. And now you just got to go slowly. And you don't want to jerk any of these parts because this is what makes the fan turn. You don't want to disconnect it. So if you get on all 4 sides, I use my thumbs as leverage. Oop, that came out easier than I thought. It was hard earlier. But anyways, I use my thumbs as leverage, and then I pull it out. And see, that right there is what was making it stick. That stuff right there. So now I'm going to slide it back in. Make sure it's seated all the way. Yeah. All right, make sure it's seated all the way in. And then to put it back together, it's the same way. You got these 2 pieces here that are the brackets. They go on either side, and there's not a lot of room in here. But once you get that on, the other bracket on, so we're gonna get these last pieces of the bracket out. And then before you finish screwing everything else in, we want to test the auger, but you have to ensure that this bracket is on and tightened very well. If you don't, this whole unit will start to spin, and we don't want that to happen. So now that I got these on, I'm going to get them tightened up all the way. All right. That's on there. All right, so now I'm gonna power it on real quick. Yep, the fan's moving. And the auger on the inside is moving. So now we're just gonna put this back together the same way. You got 4 screws. Let me turn this off real quick. You definitely don't want to hit this. So we got the 4 screws that are on this, and then the 2 screws that mount this to this. So same way you took it off, and then you're ready to smoke. In about probably like a half hour, actually, as soon as I get this done, I'm gonna start the smoker up. I got so much meat that's going on it today and tomorrow. I like 100 pounds. So it's going to be fun a couple days going to that fundraiser at the Cypher on Saturday. So I'll see y'all in a few minutes, and I hope some of this helped you guys because this auger does get stuck if you let water get into your system, which isn't good to do, but sometimes you forget. So I'll see y'all around. Thanks for stopping into Heath's house, where the food's always fresh, back deck is always open, and we're about to smoke some meat. Bye now.